Hi guys, 1 week postpartum video. So I just told you about my birth story, and now I'll just talk about the week. So post-birth, it's been such an amazing week. It's been really fantastic. There's been a lot going on. Obviously, I have a new baby, and there are some things that are very my personality that has happened this week. For instance, everyone talks about having a nesting in period, which I would tell people to have too, which is like 2 weeks with the baby, staying in bed, getting to know your baby, breastfeeding your baby, having your husband wait on you hand and foot. That is so not my personality, but I do think there's a benefit in nesting and, kind of staying in the house. I have not been doing that. So because the birth went really smoothly and I have had no issues in terms of pain, apart from the post-birth cramps, which have been really intense. I'll get into them later. I have been doing a lot of stuff. So I've been going out, been leaving the house, obviously with the baby, with Bodhi. We've been going out for lunches and dinners and Christmas shopping and just, keeping him on me in a sling to protect him, breastfeeding. But just living life. Like really, by day 2, I was out and about. Some days I will feel more tired than others and I'll end up having a nap during the day. And then other days, like today's day 7. So I've had a spring in my step. We went to visit friends. It's been really nice. So I'm just really in the swing of things with them, with my new little family dynamic. And so Forrest, I'll talk a bit about him. He is just the most relaxed baby. So relaxed and sweet. And, at this age, they just sleep a lot. So he sleeps so much. He breastfeeds like a champ. He has a tongue tie, but his latch has been so strong that we haven't had to worry about it. He's almost gained back his birth weight. So he was 8 pound 4 when he was born. I think he's 8 pound 3.5 or something. Lots of good poopy diapers. His belly button's dried up now. It'll probably fall off within the week. Loves having snuggles. Doesn't love the car seat. The first 3 days he was fine in the car. Now he's like not loving it as much, but Bodhi will lean over and hold his hand, and that puts him to sleep, which is very sweet. Or I'll lean over and I'll put my knuckle in his mouth and he'll suck on my knuckle until he goes to sleep. So we are just doing everything on demand. I would continue to do that with Forrest, just because that's how we parent. We always have done on demand. We did it with Bodhi too. So on demand, breastfeeding and sleeping. So just whenever he shows signs that he's hungry. So if you haven't had a baby before, you might not know the signs of hunger, but you'll soon find out when you have a newborn. It's they go to suck on their hand. He sticks his tongue out of his mouth a lot. That means he's looking for the booby. It's called rooting. If he's lying in his little Moses basket, he'll try and suck on the side of the Moses basket, and so I'll know that he's hungry. Even just his little noises, if he makes like a noise, it means he's hungry. Noises that he makes is more playful, but is a hunger noise. And this is stuff I had learned previous with Bodhi. So I always know when he's hungry. I always know when he wants to feed. And if he comes off the booby, I usually know that's when he needs to be burped. So I just chuck a burp cloth over and I burp him. And then I'll try and relatch again, and he'll either like spit out the boob or he'll continue to breastfeed. And I'm not tracking the breastfeeding the way I was first time with Bodhi, because I feel like I know I'm just listening to his body, and when he needs to eat, he'll eat. So, I just feel my boobs so I know which one he fed on last. My milk came in probably day 2. I haven't felt engorged or anything. I mean, they're huge. I have ginormous breasts right now. But it's been great. He's such a great little feeder that I haven't had any problems with that. Yeah, I've just been using nipple pads when I go out. But I do have that thing when I'll feel a letdown, and then 10 seconds later he asks for the boob. It's like that knowing thing where mama knows when they get hungry, which is very sweet. So yeah, he's been sleeping a lot during the day. At night time, we don't really have a routine. Bodhi sleeps in our bedroom, so we have been I will go put Bodhi to sleep, and then sometimes Bodhi will say, oh, can Forrest come in here? So I'll bring Forrest in, so I have both boys in the bed, and I'll be reading to Bodhi, and Forrest will be breastfeeding, and I'm just snuggling in with my 2 little men, and it is the most delicious, the best feeling ever. It's so surreal and so beautiful. I feel incredibly blessed. And those moments are my favorite with the 2 of them, and it's just the 3 of us, and we're a little tribe. So that's been really lovely. And then Forrest doesn't really go to sleep until about 10ish. So he'll breastfeed, and then by 10:30 he'll fall asleep, and so then we'll fall asleep. The first few nights though, the first night we didn't sleep at all. We were just staring at him like, is he breathing? Is he okay? And we tried swaddling him the first night in these Woomy swaddles, which I've talked about before, which I love, but he does not like to be swaddled. He is a baby that does not want to be swaddled. He likes having his hands up by his head or sucking on his fists. So I just decided to get rid of the swaddle day 2. I tried again the second night. He wasn't having it. It felt like he was waking a lot more, whereas with Bodhi, he would wake more when he wasn't wearing the swaddle. So it just goes to show every baby is so different. So we don't swaddle. He doesn't want to sleep in the bed nest. Was not interested at all. So we've been doing safe co-sleeping. So that means not having a quilt. It means having baby on my side with, a barricade so he doesn't fall off the bed, but not having him between my husband and I, not having pillows on the bed, just having a light sheet that he goes on top of. And so we have a routine of putting him down, and then, you can roll over and breastfeed, and then I can roll over and go to sleep. But I always know where he is, which is wonderful, and it's just the way he chooses to sleep. Bodhi was the same way. Bodhi did not want to sleep in the co-sleeper. I think maybe I'll try again when we get to Los Angeles, because we have this new one called the snoo, I think it is, where the baby goes in and the snoo actually kind of rocks the baby, like lulls the baby to sleep. It was made by the Happiest Baby on the Block company. So I might try again then, but for right now, co-sleeping is really working well. So the first few nights, there was no rhyme or reason to waking up and sleeping. It felt like I was breastfeeding for 4 hours straight, and I wasn't really sleeping in between. I think for nights 1, 2, 3, night 3 got a little better, but nights 4, 5, and 6 have been great. So I think he got into a pattern where he'll breastfeed for 20 minutes and then sleep for 2 hours. Breastfeed for 20, sleep for 2 hours. And just having 2-hour stretches like that has made me feel really refreshed. Whereas the first couple of nights when I wasn't having those 2-hour blocks, and it was just like 20 minutes here, wake up, 20 minutes there, wake up. That was really hard to navigate. That we were really tired, because then Bodhi wakes up at 6:30, so we were both like up. And now we've got into a good routine where I'm the one that breastfeeds at night. So Mark wakes up with Bodhi in the morning and gets him breakfast, and Forrest will sleep in until 8:30. So I kind of feed him around 7, and then I get to go back to sleep until 8:30. So that's been amazing. And then, waking up and changing him and getting him ready for the day. And it's funny because you forget, like, oh, I gotta pack a bag. We're going out for the day. It's like, all right, 6 nappies, and he's going through so many nappies as well. Like 6 nappies, change of clothes, burp cloths. What does Bodhi need? It's back to like taking a long time to get out of the house, because you have to make sure you have everything. Do I have, a soft blanket? Do I have the change mat? Do I have the wipes? Do I have all the things that you have to remember? But of course I love it. I've been really enjoying it. Been using my Solly Baby wrap a lot, which I love. Very lightweight. Right now I'm wearing my Belly Bandit. So it just goes around your stomach, and so you can wear it under clothes. You can see that you just you put it on. You can kind of hear it. It's got a big Velcro bit at the back, and it just holds everything in, because right now, I think day 1, day 2, it really felt like I had to hold onto my stomach. It didn't feel supported at all. It was just your body feels really deflated. Your stomach just deflates, and it's so jiggly, and it feels like there's a big gaping hole in there. So the Belly Bandit holds everything together and holds it in nice and tight like a corset, and it feels supported. So even the first couple of days I was walking around like really holding my stomach. And so the Belly Bandit does that for you, which has been great, and it feels amazing to wear under clothes, and it doesn't look too bulky. I mean, you can't really tell that I'm wearing it. So then the other thing I wanted to mention was, I didn't have this with Bodhi, but I had it with Forrest now, is these postpartum cramps. Oh my God. They took me by surprise. I was messaging Sarah. I was like, oh my God, these cramps are gnarly. It feels like contractions. I've been saying it feels like 3 to 4 centimeter contractions. And I had to really rock through them. And it was every time Forrest nursed, he triggered my uterus to start contracting, because it's your uterus coming back in and everything coming back into place. So I knew it was a good feeling, but it was painful. And they came about every 10 minutes. So I had other friends who were like, oh, you can just take a Panadol, or you can take painkillers if you need, but I try not to take any of that stuff. So I was like, I just gotta breathe through this the same way I would if it was through labor. So days 2 and 3 were the worst. Day 1, I didn't really feel them that much. I think because he was kind of breastfeeding on and off, but not for long periods. 2 and 3 were pretty intense. Day 4, it got so much better, and then I don't have them anymore. So day 4, 5, 6, 7, been fine. So they really only lasted a couple of days. But they're definitely something that I needed to mention, because I just didn't have them with Bodhi, and I didn't expect to have them, and apparently they get worse with every subsequent child. Bleeding has been minimal, really minimal. No pain down there. I don't know whether it's the water or what, or just maybe because I didn't tear, but feeling really good. The only thing this week, I haven't had any hormonal dips, which has been, thankfully, I haven't had any, which has been great. It's very typical to have a hormonal dip, they say around day 4 or day 5. I haven't had that, but I also think it's because I've had such an amazing support system here in my husband being with me every day. He does everything with me. He's such an amazing dad, and really holding it down with me and taking on the responsibility equally to me, apart from the breastfeeding, obviously. And then my mum, who lives here at the property, she has been doing our washing, and it's been really easy this week. So yeah, that is it. I guess that's it. I'm almost out of time, so I should be quiet now anyway, because you guys are probably getting bored. All right, so I'm gonna say goodbye. Thank you for all the beautiful messages on Instagram. I've read every single one of them. I love you guys, and I will see you next week. Okay, bye.